Source. This is Channel 8 News at 5.
Tonight, we are saying goodbye, honoring the life and legacy of Ceresco police officer Ross Bartlett.
Officer Bartlett has answered his last call. End of watch, April 12th, 2024.
Paying respect to a man who lived and died dedicated to serving others.
Purpose. There was purpose to Ross's life.
A beloved husband, father, and grandfather.
Let the family see that we care about their loss, and we're with them.
People from all over paying a special tribute to Ross Bartlett. Some powerful scenes like this playing out, American flags and Lincoln streets lined with fire trucks and police cars from all over Nebraska and the Midwest. Good evening, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Family, friends, and complete strangers gathering today for a final farewell. We have team coverage tonight from Lincoln to Ceresco. Channel 8's Veronica Barreto is live outside the small town's memorial after talking with people moved to support the family of the fallen officer. But tonight we begin with Channel 8's Matthew Mittleiter explaining how Bartlett may be gone but will never be forgotten.
Hundreds of people gathering in Lincoln today to remember Officer Ross Bartlett. He was killed while making a traffic stop on Highway 77 last week. Heartfelt tributes marking the ceremony to honor the fallen hero.
Ross was a husband, was a father, was a grandfather, was a friend, was an investigator, was a police officer, was a fireman, and so much more.
Those who knew him say Bartlett poured his personal time into creating connections with those he worked with.
Last week, I stopped in to chat with Ross. I had a quick question for him about the people that he had recruited to work in our agency. In true Ross form, he told me all kinds of stories about what he did to recruit these folks to come to Nebraska.
Law enforcement from across the country coming to Nebraska for the funeral. It included a 21-gun salute, taps, and the traditional sounding of a bell to mark Bartlett's time as a volunteer firefighter.
To symbolize the devotion that these brave souls had for their duty, a special signal of 3 rings, 3 times, represents the end of our comrades' duties and that they will be returning to quarters. To the Bartlett family, on behalf of our community, state, and country, thank you. Ross, go rest high on that mountain. Your work here is done.
Bartlett's burial will be held privately with his family. Governor Pillen has also ordered that flags be flown at half staff until the day of the burial. Reporting in Lincoln, Matthew Mittleiter, Channel 8 News.
And everywhere you look today, one thing very clear, Officer Bartlett made an impression on the Ceresco community and well beyond. Channel 8's Veronica Barreto joins us live. Veronica, what did people who came out to support the family tell you today?
That's right, Rod. Officer Bartlett's memory will live on. Here in Ceresco, there is a memorial for him. And people I talked to today say they were moved to show up. Law enforcement, firefighters, community members, and the family escorting Officer Ross Bartlett's body from the church to the funeral home. People also showing respect from the streets as the procession passes by. Citizen journalist Max sent this video to our Now Local News app of one man with an American flag as he watched the procession.
I live here in town, so I just drove over to show my respects to this fallen officer.
A group of volunteers also showed up to pay tribute. The Nebraska Patriot Guard riders provided flag lines before the funeral started at St. Mark's United Methodist Church in Lincoln.
It's an honor. We see the fire trucks excuse me, police departments from all over. There's one from Cedar Rapids. Yesterday, I noticed a patch going into the funeral home for the visitation that said New York Police. So, it's pretty widespread. A lot of support.
Lincoln Fire and Rescue also honored Bartlett. An American flag waved high between two ladder trucks. An entire community says goodbye to a fallen hero and sends its sympathies to his family.
I like to stand with my flag and let the family see that we care about their loss.
And Officer Ross Bartlett will forever live in the memories of those who knew him and so many others. Reporting live in Ceresco, Veronica Barreto, Channel 8 News.
Thank you very much, Veronica. And a 10-year-old boy from Florida is running a mile for Officer Bartlett. It's happening Sunday at 11 a.m. Zechariah Cartledge invites people from across the nation to join him on a 1-mile walk or run. It's mile number 1,731 for the nonprofit Running for Heroes, Inc. Running is his way to honor first responders who paid the ultimate sacrifice. And tonight we're hearing an emotional final call for Ross Bartlett.
306, Officer Bartlett. 306, Officer Ross Bartlett served in law enforcement and the fire services for 30 years. Officer Bartlett has answered his last call. End of watch, April 12, 2024. A true public servant. Your dedication to duty and devotion to your family was unequivocal. You will always be remembered and never forgotten.
Tonight we're learning the benefit put on by the legendary Red Rooster restaurant in Ceresco raised nearly $20,000 in total for the Bartlett family. And if you missed any of our coverage today honoring Officer Bartlett, we'll have everything on our website for you, klkntv.com.